As we go to where we learn police go high-tech to analyze Top Mom's personal laptop, and they hit pay dirt. Top Mom's computer allegedly revealing her collection of thousands of bizarre sayings and images that take detectives inside Top Mom's psyche. And it may all come back to haunt her at death penalty phase.
Casey has been steadfast in telling me that Zenaida Fernandez-Gonzalez is the person that took Kaylee.
Somebody else did this crime. It's her modus operandi. We see her do it every day.
Casey had to have had help no matter what you think the scenario might be.
There's obviously a lack of aggravating factors, and I've never felt this was a death penalty case.
I think the air sampling is the one area where there's going to be a challenge, and it can be a strong one because that really hasn't been verified as a valid area of science as of yet. It'll be challenged.
Air samples don't mean anything. It sounds like there's been a dead body in the damn car.
If the grandparent's statement gets in, it's going to bolster the scientific evidence.
It stunk so bad.
And it was an overpowering smell, I'll admit that.
She's not that smart. She's just, I mean, we all knew, everyone knew that Casey lied. Like, everyone did. We all knew we didn't believe her. What was the truth we didn't know, but there was never, we just didn't believe her. I don't know how anymore to explain it.
I still believe my daughter.
I believe in my daughter.
I already answered this question.
And you believe she was fabricated?
I already answered the question. I'm not answering it again.
Straight out to our chief editorial producer, Ellie Josted, on the story from the very beginning. You know, I thought we had heard it all, that there'd be nothing left to learn from Top Mom's personal laptop computer. You know, we heard that she faked everybody out, acting like she was working all those months when she was just typing on that computer. Right. What did police learn?
Well, they took a good hard look at her laptop and another computer in the home, and they found not only those searches for chloroform, neck breaking, how to make household weapons, but they found these images, skulls and crossbones, sayings like, don't live for anyone but yourself, a cartoon that says weekend forecast, mostly drunk with a chance of horny, another saying she's cold, she's cruel, but she knows what she's doing, and remember my name, I'll be famous someday.
One that really sticks out in my mind, Ellie Josted, is a killer with the perfect weapons, crystal eyes, and a heart of coal. Right. Now, that certainly puts a chill down your spine when you realize she's charged with murder one and the death of her 2-year-old little girl.
Yeah, it sure does, Nancy. And, you know, there's another one that says, OMG, crack, yay. Another one says, you're twisted, depraved, and rotten to the core. I like that in a person. Lots of stuff like this on her computer.
This following a disastrous PR junket by the grandparents, George and Cindy Anthony, piled on by the defense lawyer who goes in front of the cameras, to Mark Williams, anchor and reporter, joining us there in Orlando. Mark, what can you tell me about this phrase that the defense lawyer is claiming explains all her bizarre behavior, all the partying, the one-night stands, the drunken parties? It's called ugly coping. What did he say? What did he say?
I had never heard of that term before, Nancy. When I read that, I was kind of taken back by it. But here's the deal. People don't cope in the same way when they're faced with tragedy in their lives. Casey, of course, coping, and we've seen it in the pictures, 5 days after little Kaylee went missing with her partying. She was just the biggest party animal here in Orlando, and he's comparing that with a case that happened in California.
Out to Bethany Marshall, Dr. Marshall, psychoanalyst and author of Deal Breakers. Bethany, all these photos, literally hundreds of photos of her partying, being drunk, vomiting in commodes, urinating in public parking lots. These are in the weeks and days after Kaylee goes missing. What is ugly coping? That's their defense to all of this behavior?
Nancy, I have never, ever heard of anything remotely called ugly coping. It's completely new to me. You know, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. She's on the stripper pole, she's partying, she has a push-up bra. It shows a burst of energy and a great deal of excitement following the death of this little girl. That's all it is. It's excitement. It's excitement that the little girl is out of the way, and you can't make much more out of it than that.
But when they say ugly coping, Bethany, is the defense attorney trying to say she acted out to mask all of her pain over her kidnapped child? Is that what he's trying to say?
I think they're speaking to something called reaction formation, where you take an underlying feeling of grief and turning it into its opposite, which would be extreme excitement. But it just doesn't have that feeling to me, because she never fell back into the grief state when she was in jail. If it's truly reaction formation, then eventually you go back to the original underlying state, and that has never happened. She's never mourned the loss of her daughter, as far as I can see.